Morning.
Morning, everyone. Hope you're all well. Thanks for joining us. Match day -1 ahead of tomorrow's game at Wembley Stadium against the Netherlands, joined by Sarina and Lauren. And Lauren would receive her 50th cap if she features tomorrow. Gail, we'll start with you, if that's okay.
Good morning, all. Sarina, since we spoke to you just over a week ago, Millie Bright has had to pull out. Can you explain the dilemmas that's given you in terms of personnel, formation and leadership ahead of what are two huge games for you?
Yeah, well, of course, she wasn't available for Chelsea before, so we knew we thought she would make it, she didn't. But we always know what's our next step. We talk about that week in, week out. We watch our players week in, week out, and we always think in scenarios, what if someone's not available? What options do we have? And when such a situation occurs, then we make a decision and we move on. And sometimes we wait till, a couple of training sessions and we try out a couple of things. So that's exactly what we've done.
And captaincy?
Mary will captain the team tomorrow.
We spoke to Beth Mead a couple of days ago, and I know you were really excited to have her back in your ranks. She's walking on air at the moment. What have you made of her in the first couple of training sessions? And when you've got a player that just seems to be in that incredible zone, having done what she did at the weekend for Arsenal, it has to come into your thinking that you need her from the start. You need that magic stardust, don't you?
Well, we have lots of players up front who are in good form. I'm really excited she's back. Of course, first of all, for as a person, after what she has gone through the last year. She always has a smile. She always connects with everyone. So it's good to have her in the group. But of course, it begins with her performances. And at Arsenal, she's just building in 2 minutes. And you can tell that she's in a good place. Like, of course, her last game was really good. She had 2 goals, but one was really nice. And so it's good. It's like she hasn't been gone. She hasn't been away. She feels good. You can tell she trains really well. But we have lots of hard decisions to make for tomorrow.
You said after the Belgium defeat, don't panic. We're not going to change the way we do things. But given what's on the line, don't you just have to shift that a little bit tomorrow night?
Well, it depends what you say, what we have to shift a little bit. I think we completely dominated the game against Belgium, and a couple of things we should have done better, of course, because if you do that really well, then you win the game. And we didn't win that game. While the intentions, how we wanted to play, where we found found the space, and that was good. Just the final touch. And the final moments to score goals, we didn't do well enough. And of course, we gave away some counterattacks. So we want to prevent that.
Just one more before I have a chat with Lauren. Tuesday, it was announced that Nuco, it had all been passed, and from next season, the WSL will look quite different. And going forward, it will look quite different. Does an explosion in the women's game, does all this kind of eyeballs and money make your job easier or harder as the coach of the women's side?
I think my job is changing, and because of the growth of the game, things are changing, of course, for me, but also for players. And it's incredible how fast the game grows, and it's really, really exciting to be part of that. What I always say is that I hope we go into a new stage now, and a new phase now with the women's game, which I think is good because you want to keep moving forward with the game. And I just hope, like now, commercially the women's game will grow, and also like the technical part needs to keep growing too. So I hope that goes hand in hand, and we make the right decisions to grow the game commercially, but also to take care of our players and make the game better too.
Okay, well, Lauren, congratulations kind of ahead of hoping that you get on tomorrow night at Wembley. 50 caps at the age of 23, that's pretty mind-blowing. Did you ever imagine that you'd get to 50 and do it by the age of 23?
I mean, as you said, it's pretty surreal and would be a surreal feeling. I mean, to do it at Wembley, there's no better place than to do it there. It would be an incredible feeling if I was able to do that. Every cap is special to me, but obviously to make 50 would just be incredible. And I mean, if you told me that when I was younger that at 23 you'd make 50 caps. I don't think I'd believe you. So yeah, I mean, it would be an amazing occasion for me to be able to do that, but we'll just have to wait and see.
I mean, you're going to get to 100 in no time at all. Who knows how many caps you might be able to get in this career?
Yeah, I mean, that's the dream. Like I said, I work hard for every cap that I get, and yeah, I mean, to make 50 is the first step, and then everyone after that is a bonus. So yeah, it's an exciting to think what I could achieve in the future, but yeah, I take every game as it comes.
And as you sit here now, the kind of highlights that spring in your mind over the last 50 caps are what, and how can they help you over the next 2 games, which are really big games for England? So much at stake. Yeah,
of course. I mean, looking back, I think every one of the big games that I've had, a lot of them have come from Wembley, like the Euros final, that stands out to me. Game against Brazil, won that as well, won another trophy, and obviously beaten USA as well. So a lot of them have been done at Wembley. So yeah, I mean, there's no better time than the present for tomorrow and to do that job as well. As you said, there's a lot at stake, and we know as a group what's expected of us. So I feel like when it comes to it and when we're put under pressure, a lot of the time we do the job, and like I said, we know what's expected of us, and yeah, hopefully we'll be able to do that tomorrow.
And as Sarina mentioned, the game is changing. Who knows how different it might look in a year, 2 years, 3 years' time. But where England is right now, and having had 2 incredible summers, I guess how big is the importance of being at the Olympics next year, just to keep that narrative, to keep it going, to keep that momentum happening off the back of the Euros and the World Cup?
Yeah, it's massive. Obviously, I've been to an Olympics before. So I've experienced it once, but I want to experience that again. I want to be at major tournaments every single year. We've seen what we can achieve as an England group. But like you said, the next few years are so important for us. We've got a lot of major tournaments coming up, and our sights are set right now on the next Olympics, and we want to get there first. So yeah, we've got a couple of important games coming up to put us in good stead to compete in that tournament, and that's what we want to do as a group. So yeah, we've all got that desire, and like I said, we know what's expected and what's at stake for us.
Hi, Sarina.
Hi.
I'm sure Millie Bright, hello, is, I'm sure, gutted to miss such a crucial couple of games. Can you give us an idea of how serious her injury is?
Well, she wasn't available for now. And of course, she was very, very disappointed she couldn't be there, but she really had to take care of herself. I'm not sure how long that takes. I probably Chelsea will inform you about that. But for now, she wasn't available for this camp.
England fans are so used to seeing England now reach finals, win trophies. I think some may be surprised to see that we are where we are, third in the group. Are you surprised, or is it simply a sign that other teams, particularly in Europe, are now catching up with the likes of England?
Yeah, well, of course, I think we went into the Nations League and we knew that the game is growing, teams are getting better. And while I think before teams wanted to beat England, I think that is even more. Now we have done so well. And if you look at the games, I don't think we played really, really poor. And just in moments, we didn't get it over the line, and then we got some losses, which is not good. We want to do better, and then that's also sport. You know, you want to go like this all the time, and that's what we're working for. But in football, just as in life, you have ups and downs. So what we want to do is to get straight forward, go to the high again, and that's what we're going to try and do tomorrow.
Obviously, the Dutch are a team that you know incredibly well. Do you keep in contact with many of the current players?
Not this week.
Lauren, congratulations for being in line for your 50th cap. Does it feel like the last few years have gone quickly in terms of reaching this milestone so quickly?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, since I turned professional, I feel like it's just been a whirlwind, and yeah, I guess when you blink, it kind of like, yeah, it's gone so quickly for me, and to possibly reach 50 tomorrow would be a fantastic achievement for me. And like, I strive to make not only myself proud, but my family proud, people around me proud. And yeah, obviously that would make them all proud. So yeah, to do that would be an incredible achievement.
You touched on the fact that some of your biggest games have come at Wembley, the finalissima, the Euros, beating the USA. What kind of an advantage, if any, does that give you when playing such a vital game tomorrow?
I feel like as a team it gives us so much confidence. Like I said, we've played all the big games at Wembley, and yeah, obviously we're expecting 75,000 plus. So yeah, it'll be so important for the fans to turn up, and I mean, every time they come, they make incredible noise, and it just gives us as a team so much boost. So yeah, that'll be just as vital tomorrow. But yeah, as a team, we're in a great place. We've had a few days of good training, and yeah, we know what's to expect from us, and we're ready to do a job.
Does it feel different stepping out at Wembley compared to other stadiums?
Oh yeah, I mean, walking out at Wembley is just incredible, and it's an atmosphere like no other. And for me, it's one I always pride myself in. And yeah, I mean, to possibly do that on my 50th would be incredible. But yeah, we'll just have to see. But I mean, playing at Wembley is a feeling like no other. I'm
going to apologise for my next question because it's come from our BBC TikTok team. It's their request. They were wondering, with Spotify Unwrapped coming out this week, what's been your most played song of the year?
Oh my God, I wouldn't have a clue. I'd have to look on my Spotify. It changes weekly. I mean, I get attached to a song and then I play it too much that I kind of don't like it anymore. So yeah, I can't think off the spot, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, all I've been hearing at the moment is Christmas songs. We had a nice Christmas dinner. But yeah, I can't think, if I'm honest. Sorry.
Sarina, dare I ask you what your most played song of the year has been?
My most played song. Now, I didn't expect this, so I don't know the name. Song, but the song with Burna Boy and Ed Sheeran. I've definitely played that song the most.
Excellent choice. Thank you, and apologies.
Thanks, Jay. Go to Tom.
I don't know how to follow that. Nice to speak to you both. Sarina, could I ask you a couple of questions about the Netherlands team?
When it's about
first?
football, not about songs.
Yeah.
Spotify, please.
You know the Dutch team very well, of course. So I'm wondering how you think they will cope with the occasion, playing at Wembley, the huge crowd. How do you think they'll deal with that?
Yeah, I think they're excited too. They have an experienced team. They've played big occasions with most of the players are in the squad. So yeah, they will be excited to be there and play in Wembley.
Yeah. Are you expecting them to play differently at all to the game in Utrecht from earlier in the campaign?
No, I don't think so. They'll adapt a little bit, I think. They try to adapt. Hopefully they can't. But no, they won't all of a sudden change their style of play because this has been very recognizable and very clear how they play.
Thank you. And on your own team, just to go back to, I think, the very first question about Millie, I wanted to ask you about some of the other defenders in the squad who may now be asked to step up. I know they're very good players. We know that from the WSL, but we haven't seen many of them play many games for England. I know Maya's only played, I think, 2 caps, Esme 5 caps, Lotta 10 caps, and obviously Millie's new to the squad. So just wondering if you feel maybe, in hindsight, whether you'd wish you'd given them some more caps over the last couple of years, because I know you like to keep the same team, of course, for consistency, but are those players ready for a big game like this at Wembley?
Yeah, well, like the last couple of years, that I haven't been there. I've been the last 2 years and a half. But I think with the World Cup, you play the team you think you're going to win, and then you change to win the game. Has also been the case in the Nations League. So we didn't have that many opportunities in an international level with our team to try out things. Of course, we do that in training sessions. Of course, we see the players of the Women's Super League. I think the level of the Women's Super League is so high that players are used to play at a high level. And if you see the crowds, we have now too in the Women's Super League with lots of people coming to matches, especially when they play in the big stadiums. They are adjusted to it. So I think if it's needed, they're ready, and they know what's been asked of them. And yes, I hope in the future, of course, we get the opportunity to play. Last year around this time, we had friendlies. We played lots of players. We're not in that situation right now.
No, and I suppose just lastly on that kind of topic, I know you probably won't be able to answer this, but it might give away too much team information. But has Millie's absence made you think differently about whether you go into this game with a 4 at the back or the 3? Will that impact things at all in your decision on the back?
Didn't change our decisions.
Thank you very much. Good luck.
Thanks, Tom. We'll go to Emma.
Hi both, thanks for your time. Sarina, we heard Lauren talking before about the significance of Wembley and how much of a factor the fans can help the players. Just wondered from your perspective, how important is it for the team to sort of use that confidence that they've got from previous success at Wembley and really impose themselves in this game against the Netherlands?
Yeah, I think it's really good to have experiences. That's when you had the experience, it's not all new. And I think that helps top athletes to perform at the highest level. So lots of players have been there, have done it, I would say. So it's not new, and that absolutely helps. So hopefully, then you come in circumstances that you have been in before, and you know what to do. Just the same as how we want to play and things like that. So it's all recognizable.
Yeah, and just a quick one for Lauren. When you look back on I'm sure maybe you'll be a bit more reflective when you get the 50th cap, but when you look back now, what moments have been kind of most influential to you during your sort of 50 cap or near 50 cap career with England so far?
I feel like for me, every year I grow in confidence. I feel when I'm comfortable, I play my best football. When I'm relaxed. And so, for example, you've got the Euros, which was a massive boost for me. Obviously, the World Cup as well. That Australia game stands out for me as being a big game. I really enjoyed that one. So, yeah, there's been a lot of big games and standout moments for me over the last few years that I've really enjoyed and I felt like I've thrived in. So, yeah, hopefully there'll be many more of them in the future. That obviously, I feel like I'm one of them people who only reflect once it's done. So I feel like in years to come, when I retire, I'll look back at all the games where I probably should have thought a bit more of at the time, how significant they were to me.
And what about people as well? You've played with some incredible players during your 49 caps so far. So is there anyone that's been particularly helpful for your personal development?
Yeah, like you said, there's been so many players. I feel like Jill Scott was a massive one for me. When I first arrived into the England squad, she was there. She sort of took me under her wing and took me out for coffee. I was just so like a little child. Yeah, she took me everywhere with her and really made me feel comfortable amongst the team. Ellen White, another huge one for me. So yeah, there's been many. Karen Carney as well when I first joined. So yeah, they're probably the three most significant players that have sort of been there and helped me in my journey to be where I am today.
Well, congratulations in advance for tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Emma. We'll end with questions from Angela and Phil at the back. Angela from BBC East Midlands.
Hi, thanks for giving me the time for this. Sarina, I'm focusing on goalkeeper, and we're going to the FA Centre of Excellence for Goalkeepers next week. And the coach there said previously it's been a position that's just sort of been overlooked, a bit of a sort of Cinderella position, he described it as. How much has Mary played a part in changing that attitude, given her popularity and what she's done for the England setup?
Yeah, I think she has played an immense role in that. Of course, it starts with her performances. It starts with performances of the team, and she was outstanding in the team. That's also why she wins all these awards all the time. And she has spoken up, of course, too. So we have this big, like we had this thing with Nike, and then it was addressed, and we made something really positive out of it. And we had goalkeepers here, and now this. You know, there's all things going on with goalkeepers, so I think she has had a big role in that, and it's really nice to see now that's really addressed and there's attention for it.
And the coach was also saying it's really important because they're teaching coaches, so they've got the next generation of girls and women that are coming through, but they want to spread the sort of the expertise. How much of a difference is that going to make, do you think, going forward in your role and for future England teams, that goalkeeping specifically has got that sort of expertise and they're trying to ensure that goes across the board? Yeah,
I think. Of course, you want to get what this important for me. You want to develop coaches, and I hope lots of female coaches develop, and they can. You know, we have more and more female coaches into the game, which is also the case for the goalkeepers coaches. And yes, we need a lot more of that. So you have to put extra attention to that and reinforce women to start coaching as a goalkeeper coach then too. So I hope, like in the future, you know, that's not going to change overnight. But I hope in a couple of years you see more and more, just like female coaches, you see a lot more now too, but you still want to keep growing. It's the same case for the goalkeepers coach, and that's a very specific part of the game, so it needs some support.
Brilliant. And just one for you, Lauren. This is another feature that I'm doing. It's about attitude to women's football amongst young people. I've got a teenager that posts her footage from the games, and she said sometimes the attitudes amongst younger people, which I found surprising, was not as positive as she hoped it would be. What would your advice be to somebody who's a really keen footballer, really proud of what she's doing, but is getting sort of negative stuff on social media?
I think the main thing for me is to believe in yourself. I feel like if you don't believe in yourself, then who's going to? That's probably the main thing. I feel like especially if you grow up in a place where there's not many opportunities for young girls, especially a lot of us here growing up, we didn't have many opportunities to be able to succeed, and you didn't necessarily see a pathway. But I think if you believe in yourself, that's a start, and if you work hard, then anything's possible, really.
And you're hopefully going to get your 50th cap. How much has it changed from when you first started to play football to where we're at now with the women's game?
Yeah, women's football especially has grown so much over the years, especially since I started playing. You now see so much investment and so much time put into making it available for so many young girls, not only girls, obviously boys as well, making it available and possible. And I think now that they see a pathway and they see role models like who you see here today, and being able to watch it and know that it's possible and know that there is a way to be successful, it's so important. And you've seen the increase in the amount of people wanting to take up girls football, and yeah, it's massive for us, and it's one of the jobs that we want to do as a team to help grow the game so that there's many talented girls in the future.
And last one from me, Sarina. Sabrina, given the importance of tomorrow's game, how important is the role of captain going to be, given how much is at stake and the atmosphere that's going to be at Wembley?
Yeah, well, I think everyone's role in the team is very important. Mary will wear the band, but I think we have so many leaders in this team, on pitch and off pitch, and everyone. Some you will see because they speak up, and we see the behaviour. Some you won't see because it's behind the screens what they give on leadership. What we want is everyone taking responsibility for their role in the team and be ready to perform at the highest level.
Brilliant. Thank you for your time.
We'll finish with a final question from Phil.
Hi, Sarina. First of all, just a quick team news check. I know we've spoken about Millie Bright not being here, just to check that everybody else is definitely available.
Yeah, everyone will be on the pitch today.
Yeah, and the other thing I was going to ask is, I mean, obviously we know the situation in the group is partly out of your hands. 2 wins is all you can do. Quite simply, how confident are you that the team is ready to go and do that in this pressure situation?
Yeah, I think the team is ready. We're really... as we say, we're really excited to play in Wembley tomorrow. We didn't have that many training sessions, but I think the camp so far from Monday to now has gone really well. We're very clear on how we want to play and what we want to do. And I see good things on and off pitch, and that gives me confidence that we're really ready for tomorrow. And of course, we all know what we have to do.
Great, cheers.
Thanks, Phil. On that note, we'll end there. Thank you very much. We'll see you at Wembley tomorrow.
Thank you.
Yeah.